All right. So, since the first video was so well received about balance, we're going to do another one. This is going to be my opinion so far. We're doing a bronze to Grandmasters thing on stream. I was trying to get GM before Tarkov wipe. Sadly, Tarkov wipe is happening today, Thursday, not Monday, like I was hoping for. Sadly, they want to tell us the day beforehand. So I lost a couple days. So we're going to be sitting around Plat for a while until Tarkov gets boring, and then we'll revisit. But this is going to be my experience from bronze to plat. 70% win rate. The win rate is right here, as you can see. This I included 3 of the losses I had. We didn't shy away from it, with 2 of those due to players DCing for whatever reason. One was because the guy didn't get to play what he wanted to. So after the match started, he left and didn't quit us out. He was out of DPS for a while, and then he fucked off. He bypassed the timer just to fuck us. The other one, have no idea. It was my very first game ever in comp. We had 2 DCs and then an AFK, and we still almost won. So I counted it. And then another one, we just had an AFK. I didn't even realize the guy AFK'd, so I don't know when, but it's all counted in. Currently at a 70% win rate. Oh, we got to plat with like a 74%. I went on a 2-game loss because of infighting and shit, but excuses. Either way, currently 70% win rate, straight to plat. We've been ruined in games in the low elo. So here, we're going to go section by section here. We're going to start with tanks. And I'm just going to kind of do like an overview and then kind of hit some notes on each tank that I've had an experience with so far. And kind of what I think about them. Good times to pick, counter picks for them, all that shit. So far, starting with the first one, Hulk. I've had 2 Hulks I've played with. I haven't played against any yet. And both the Hulks I had, the first one was insanely good. We solo tanked with him. He was great with survivability. The enemy team really didn't pick anything to counter him. He just ran amok, and we just ran a train on the enemy team. It was great. Haven't really faced any. I faced some in quick play, but that's not really what we're talking about here. His head hitbox is pretty large. But again, I mean, from what I've seen, he's fine. He's great. He's amazing. I was just watching the invitationals. He was banned. They picked him, and then didn't pick him. But, whatever. Great pick. Learn how to play him. Lives long. Awesome. Captain America. Not the greatest tank in terms of frontlining for you, but he is insanely good at disrupting your backline. So if you don't have anybody to really take care of him and get him the fuck off of your healers and just, disrupt your, pre-dime, you don't have bans, so you're going to have Hawkeyes and Hellas. If you don't have anybody to get him off of those people, he will absolutely just run amok on them. Doctor Strange, probably the best overall pick, just in general versatility. There's really not much to say about it. He has the biggest shield in the game. He has his TP, and I believe it's a 200-second cooldown. I would click on hero abilities, but for some reason they don't want to tell us the CD of abilities when you check their abilities. His left click does a decent amount of damage. His slow is great. His ultimate is fucking phenomenal when used in most scenarios. Just overall, great pick. I don't think he's S tier in comparison to a well-played Hulk or Magneto. But I think he's right. He's borderline S. The only issue is the cooldown on his portal. If the cooldown on his portal was shorter and you can get more uses out of it, I think he'd be S tier all day. But I think you can make an argument that he's S or A, super fucking high A. You can make the argument either way. Either way, he's really fucking good. If you're gonna learn how to play a tank, play him. Groot. Groot's in the same boat of what I just explained with Doctor Strange, but lower. I don't think Groot's S tier whatsoever. I think he's very good in A. He could also be B. I think he's a very balanced tank. His walls can be used very well. They could also be used very poorly to also hinder your own team which I have definitely fucking experienced. Um, so you just got to be careful. You got to know when to take your walls down is really the issue. I'm 2-0 with Groot. I played Groot in comp because I do flex in comp. I don't just stick to one thing. I mostly play DPS, but through the super low ranks, I played healer. It's like 7-3 with healer, just with cloak and dagger. I think 2-0 with Jeff, 2-0 Groot, 1-0 Doctor Strange, and then the rest are Moon Knight, Hela. I think there's maybe an Iron Man game in there that I played like shit. Shouldn't have done that. Um, but yeah, Magneto, fantastic tank. Same boat as Doctor Strange. He just doesn't. His shield isn't as large, so it doesn't cover as wide of an area. But his poke down is much better. His ultimate is Iron Man's ultimate, but better because it's also a defensive cooldown. So if you pop it, it like attracts things into it, like Moon Knight's Ankh and stuff. So you can't really hit while he's ulting. Well, you can't hit through his ult while he's ulting. You hit around it. It's a big old circle you'll be able to see. And then it fucking hurts when it hits. So, it's a big old damage / defensive ultimate, depending on the use case. Penny Parker, fantastic disruptor, great for capture point. Really good for holding the point down. The landmines can be super destructive. There's a couple times where I've ulted in Cloak and Dagger and I didn't realize that it was the enemy Penny Parkers webs on the ground because they're red and yellow, so it's when they're both on top of each other, it kind of jumbles up. And then I just get like one shot by it. It's funny when it happens. It's also annoying. um, but a good penny will ruin your game. Thor's another one. Played with Hela. Played with a good Hela. Fantastic. Um, he does a lot of damage. He has decent mobility with his hammer swing. Thor Force is great. It's off cooldown all the time. I haven't played with him too much though. I've played with Parker, Magneto, Strange the most. Those are the three that we get the most. Venom, mostly a quick play champ I've played with. I know he is really good. We're moving past Thor now. Venom, I've only played against Venoms, and they all get melted. I know he's good, but the ones I have played against are not good. And I don't really even play a tank buster. I mostly play Hela and Moon Knight at these lower ranks because it just Moon Knight is abusive. We'll get to that, but you can abuse lower ranks with Moon Knight. It is not fun for them at all. That hero needs a little bit of tweaking, specifically ricochet distance, or just ricochet damage in general. Either way, we'll get to it. I haven't had a Venom on my team yet to really give an opinion on that. But the ones I've faced have not been great. But from what I've watched in pro play and stuff, he looks really good. He looks great. Anti dive, can also dive. He's great. Tanks. I honestly 8 out of 10 for the tanks. All the tanks. I think they're all great. I think they're all viable in their own way. Some are definitely better than others, but none of them are just dog shit. Thankfully. I don't really think any of the tanks do too much damage. I think they're all relatively balanced with their damage and their HP. And yeah, I think they're all good. I think they're all A to S. I don't think there's any tank I'd really put in B, besides maybe Captain America. Really, would probably be the worst one in my eyes from my experience. We'll go to strategist next because there's a few of these. So Adam Warlock, I've had a bunch of these guys. They're never really ever played well. The res can be super annoying when paired up with Mantis. And Quill. God, what is his name? Star-Lord. There we go. I haven't had too many good Star-Lords, though. Really abuse that. I've had 2 Star-Lords. 1 Star-Lord with an Adam Warlock, and he was hot garbage on the enemy team. So I've never really been ran through by Star-Lord Warlock combo. Warlock Mantis, I have lost to that though. That's a pretty solid fucking healer composition in my eyes. When played right, Mantis can be very anti-dive with her sleep, depending on if her DPS are watching the backline or not. She can hold her own for sure. Um, I don't really have like a counter play for these two other than just they just do damage into their face. Healers don't really I don't really ever pick anything to counter a healer, so to speak, besides Jeff, really. If somebody's playing Jeff, then Namor would be a good counter pick, because you just drop your ult on his ult, and then that's about it. Cloak and Dagger is also a good pick to Jeff. But Cloak and Dagger is a bit more. Cloak and Dagger is a good counter to everybody. Cloak and Dagger is probably the best healer here, in my opinion. Luna is probably the only one that can really compete because of her ultimate. Um, which is why she gets banned a fuck ton. But Cloak and Dagger with her stealth can essentially make you invulnerable. Um, it says it only makes you invisible, but if your teammates stop hitting abilities and everybody's in the stealth, you can't target them or do anything to them AoE wise. So like you can avoid Iron Man ult and shit. I'm not sure if that's a bug. It feels like a bug because you should only be invisible, but you can still also avoid damage. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if there's a tuning patch that comes and fixes that later because it gets abused. It's hard to abuse because your timing has to be really well done. But we'll see in a later patch if it gets fixed or if it's working as intended. Jeff the Land Shark. Jeff the Land Shark is good for new players because he has decent throughput. And as long as you're not spamming your bubbles unless needed and you're just kind of keeping one on CD, can have amazing AoE presence. His ult on sub maps is fucking awesome as well. But he can be a noob trap. He definitely can be a noob trap. His ult can stop overtime plays. You're not really capturing points and stuff when you're in the ground. Most people don't utilize going in the ground to heal themselves at lower elos, which is an issue, something you need to be doing, popping up, bubbling yourself. Um, but I think he's solid. He's not overpowered. He's not overtuned, but he can be really annoying to deal with. His head hitbox is half the size of his body as well, so he is easy to deal with if you have the aim for it, but can be annoying to deal with if positioned correctly on a good healer player. Loki, I've seen situations where Loki's really good, but the Lokis I've faced, I just break their shit and then go back to hitting them. And he gets hard countered by Moon Knight in a lot of instances because you can ricochet off his clones. And if somebody is hiding around said corner or wherever he wants to TP to because he has a clone there for TP or a clone there to drop his heal, Moon Knight hard counters Loki in a bunch of instances. I haven't had Loki yet put his clones in such a way that I could not abuse him or his teammates. Anytime I see a Loki, I just immediately think I am going to cleave your entire team down with Moon Knight. There's not going to be anything you can do about it because as soon as I'm done abusing your clone and your clone dies, I'm going to whip an Onk and now I'm going to use the Onk. So, and if I'm doing that, they're going to kind of panic hit their heal a lot of the times and then they're not going to have it for 20 seconds or whatever it is. His heal is an obnoxiously long cooldown. It's a really good fucking heal. You are essentially invulnerable unless you get one tapped. You might actually just be invulnerable. I've never been one tapped while standing in his circle. So I don't know. I never really wanted to experiment with getting headshot by Hawkeye or taking an Iron Man ult to the face while standing in his circle. So I'm not 100%. I should probably go test that. But his heal is really fucking strong. So having it have a shorter cooldown make him an issue. So I don't think actually fixing the cooldown is the play. Maybe taking a second or two off of it would be good. because they'd put him up there with Luna and Cloak and Dagger, Mantis, Adam Warlock. It would just give like a fifth healer to play, really. But I mean, we got what, 7 healers here, and 4 of them are extremely viable, where the other 3 are situationally viable. I think that's fine. I think that's okay. I wish we had 5 out of 7. I wish we had 7 out of 7. 4 out of 7 is fine, in my eyes. Luna, I haven't gotten a chance to play too much Luna yet. I've played with some Lunas while playing Namor and stuff. And her team ups are really strong. Her team ups are just having a third turret on Namor makes her picking her so much stronger if you have a good Namor. Her freeze, if you land that on somebody diving your backline, you're a fucking golden goose. I mean, it's not too hard to land. It's kind of a snowball. Her healing throughput's it's decent. Her ultimate is where she really shines. 12 seconds of just essentially, it's Loki's heal, but as an ultimate for 12 seconds, mobile. You can only be one tapped in it, really. I've killed through with a Moon Knight ultimate knockup because the rate at which it hits at and the rate at which her heal don't really line up. So you can kill with some ultimates that aren't just one shot ultimates, but they've got to be really quick damaging. And you got to continue to put pressure on while they're damaging. Mantis again, really really good damage. Anti dive. Oh, that was something I missed on Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger, I apologize, going back a little bit. Cloak and Dagger has probably the highest damaging output out of anybody here if you hit your E. So if you're going up against somebody who gets real shaky when they do damage to you, a Psylocke that jumps on you, uses her getaways to get on you, and you hit her with an E and then start draining her. Sometimes they freak out and they start missing their shots, and we tested it. It took 2.02 or 3.02 seconds to kill somebody with Cloak and Dagger Drain while hitting them with your E from full health. So assuming that they already had taken a shot or two, like if you see them coming in and you're in dagger form and you just hit them once or twice and they come in, it's going to be less than that. It's going to be 2 seconds, they're dead. But yeah, damage throughput's really good on Cloak and Dagger. Mantis, again, damage is really good. You can headshot with her left click. Fantastic. Her healing is a hot, which is personally playing with it, I don't like it. I don't. But it's good. It's not weak. It's not as strong as it could be. But she also has damage amp with her, so she brings a lot of damage to teammates. So if you know an ally is about to go in, if you have a Spider-Man you see diving in and you damage amp him really quick, or you have a Punisher or a Winter Soldier just firing in and the team's about to push, the utility of giving a damage amp and then a hot is just insane. It's great. She's great. Her sleep is awesome. If people dive on her, she can just sleep them. And then if you're communicating with your team, everybody just turns to them and blasts them really quick. If not, she can... I believe it's a 3-tap headshot, but you can only get 2 off while in the sleep. Again, I'd have to test it because I don't really play her too much. But she can kill. She can definitely fucking kill, especially if somebody jumps on her when they're not full. Rocket... His healing orb only heals for like 78, like a full orb. Like you shoot the orb in front of you and you're walking in the direction of the orb. It only heals for about 78. You can only have one orb healing you at a time. I think that's kind of an issue. I think you should be able to have multiple orbs healing you at the same time. And then maybe just give him less orbs. But he also does do decent damage with his left click. It's a little machine gun. He has decent mobility with his rocket jumps. Again, his damage amp on ultimate is great. It's actually really hard to kill. Yeah, and I mean he has a fucking revive. Like he's akin to Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock's revives are stronger if you have the team built around him with a Star-Lord and a Mantis. And he also has his ultimate that can res the entire team. Rocket just has the one res that kind of goes on a cooldown, and you can 3-shot the thing, but if you have it in a good place, like you're just bringing guys back. Rocket's good, right? I don't think any of these characters, again, just like the tanks, are unviable. I think as long as you have at least two supports, you're good to go. I think you're fine. Even if you go triple DPS, one tank, I think it's more important to have two healers than it is to have two tanks. I Ideally it's 2-2-2 every fucking game, and people just stop having main character syndrome and thinking that they need to DPS every game and go in a quick play and learn a support in a fucking tank. But we all know that's not going to happen. People just want to play what they want to play, even though they're queuing competitive to be competitive, and then don't want to be competitive. They want to play it like quick play. That's whatever. It's up to them. It's their prerogative. They'll lose and they'll drop ranks. Whatever. Not my problem. But yeah, I fucking definitely a solid 7 out of 10 list of healers. I know we're getting Ultron, is what the leaks are saying. And he, I believe, is supposed to be a support with like healing drones and stuff. That should be exciting if the leaks that I saw were correct. For duelists, I haven't seen a single. There's a couple of these guys. I haven't seen a single good person play them yet, so we're just gonna completely skip over them. And that would be Black Panther. I haven't seen a single good Black Panther. I faced one that I was like, oh, this guy's like really good because he like came in and killed three of us. It was a fluke. He got trashed the rest of the match. Those were the only 3 kills he got. Haven't seen a single Widowmaker at all, so not even gonna talk about that. Only seen one good Hawkeye. We all know how Hawkeye is. Projectiles are fucking huge in this game. He can still. So another thing we were testing is with the third person, the hitbox is larger to the right side than the left side. So it's just easier for him to hit when shooting somebody to the right who's moving right than to the left because of the fact that this is a third person game. He's still banned a lot, diamond and up. Um, he's still really strong. He's a fucking guy with a bow and arrow who can bust tanks because he does 300 damage with a headshot, and tanks have 800 health. Maybe he does 250 or 275 on the dot, whatever the fucking number is. He could be really strong when played right. If you have even the slightest bit of mechanical skill, you spam whatever. He's a great ultimate. Sorry, a little phone alarm going off there. Hella, again, this is a character I play. Great for hitting people out of the sky. Very hit scanny. Her right click can pop. Her right click doesn't do too much damage. I would like to see her left click damage brought down and then her right click damage brought up. So it's more of like a, every 8 seconds she's dangerous, but they can still gun you down in a ranged fight. Great mobility with survivability. You're not invulnerable in some scenarios in your crow. Back to the Moon Knight example. If I hit my Onk or a player near her and she's at low HP and flies away in her crow, and there's things bouncing to her, when she comes out of crow, they will auto hit her and then kill her. So in some cases, she is not invulnerable while in her Raven. I think I just called it a hawk. Meant to say Raven. I think that should maybe be fixed. Because it's kind of bullshit. I've done it to a couple people. Haven't had it done to me yet. It's cheesy and it's bullshit. Yeah. Iron Fist, low elo. If you're good at him, you're gonna fuckface. He can be really annoying, but if you don't know what you're doing on him, you just kind of get trashed on. He has a lot of mobility, the triple jump, the shift, fucking spinning kick that gets you far. His deflect, he has a really good heal that overheals him to 300 HP. He's a solid pick. I dare to say that he's balanced if you can counterpick him. If your team works together to counterpick dive, I think I would say he's more overtuned than he is balanced, but he's close to being balanced. I think I think that is fair to say, especially as a solo diver. If he is solo diving and it's not like a Spidey fucking Iron Fist combo, which I for some reason have gone up against multiple times, um, I think he does better by himself. If it's not like a Psylocke, right? I think Psylocke you do really well with. I haven't faced Psylocke Iron Fist yet, but just thinking in my mind palace here, I think a good Psylocke, good Iron Fist would run rampant, especially up to platinum. Like that would be the duo DPS to just absolutely shit on kids. But he is strong. He is really strong. He's really annoying to deal with. I hate that he can fucking chase Iron Man and shit out of the sky. I think it's hilarious, but that is crazy that a melee can do that. Um, but still funny as fuck to watch. I love it. Iron Man, real good cleave, can't headshot with his projectiles. He's like Squirrel Girl, can't headshot with her projectiles as well. Great ultimate. I think it has a good charge up time for counterplay, but also quick enough to still get off. Great mobility. He's a flyer. Very, very high picked at upper ranks after Hela and Hawkeye get banned. And then you gotta kind of counter pick him with Punisher or Winter Soldier. I think he's good. I think he's balanced. Um, his laser beam, his right click, just shreds. It is insane. If you got good aim with that, it's insanely good. Magic, I think Magic is a little harder to learn for newer players because she feels thick. She feels clunky, but she is thick. Her damage gives her the overshoot, which is awesome. She has cleave, which is awesome. Her ultimate, Dark Child, gives her just even more damage. She has an uppercut on her E that is omnidirectional. The only thing I really personally don't like on her is her invulnerability dashes, those double dashes. You can't dash like up and shit with them. It's only ever like on a what is it, XY axis, not Z axis, which makes it feel a little weird. But you have the E that's omnidirectional. It's far as hell. Moon Knight. So my current most played guy in competitive, and the reason for that is fucking Low Elo don't know how to kill onks. So you just put that bitch on a wall, and you just spam it, and you just get kills. You drop it at a healer's feet from the correct distance. You can left click, onk, left click, right click, left click, dead. That's it. If there's multiple people in there, you're gonna kill all of them. If you're only hitting one person, you don't even have to do any of that. You just onk and left click, left click, left, just fucking dead, right? Throw the right click in there whenever you feel like getting spicy. He's insane. He's too easy to play for the amount of output he can have in a casual setting and in a low elo competitive setting. Because most people aren't going to pay attention to those fucking onks. I can definitely see going into higher ranks where he becomes less of an issue because I believe I was playing Namor. I think I one shot honks with Namor, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it's a fucking two shot, and it shouldn't just be one person targeting the onk. As soon as you see the onk come out, as soon as you see a Moon Knight, you should be looking for him. So even if you're not on a character that one shots the onk, both DPS should kind of be like, oh, onk, boom. And then if you're not playing Cloak and Dagger, I think you're drinking at the honk. I'm not 100% sure. All of the other healers can hit the onk. So, like, everybody should kind of just be targeting it, and it becomes less viable when people know what the fuck is going on and what they're doing. But right now, even into Platinum, I don't know what the fuck it is, but you fucking, dare I say you're all idiots. I don't want to say you're all idiots because fucking I don't know you. But the people who I have faced just let me abuse them with Moon Knight and Hela, and don't even attempt to do it. They try and challenge with their own Moon Knights, and it just never goes well. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe he's harder to play than I think, and it just came naturally to me. I highly doubt that's the case. He's very fucking easy to play. He came very quick. Took me like 3 games to be like, oh yeah, no, this is fucking busted. And I actually think I started playing him in competitive. I don't think I did. I think I did maybe 2 or 3 quick plays on him, and then I was like, oh yeah, I can do this in comp. That's fucking easy. It's essentially it's like spamming Squirrel Girl shit. You're just spamming. That's it. That's all you do. No aim required. Uh, he gets dived on fairly easily though. If the dive knows what they're doing, as soon as they see the Ankh come out, you dive on him, you're pretty fucked. Because he has nothing to ricochet off of, and he shoots 3 projectiles. So it's not like he hits you with one, it's a third of your health, second one, 30 health, third one, you're dead. He has to hit you with all 3 to do a third of your health to half your health, depending on who you are. So if you're a dive character and you see the Ankh go out, you fucking jump on him immediately. If you don't see the Ankh come out, you jump on him, get his Ankh, jump the fuck away, out of Ankh range, heal up, go back on. It's an 8-second CD. So as long as you do it quick enough and you're in a position to do so with your team, after the Ankh comes out, he's kind of fucked. That's about it. Namor, fantastic anti-dive. Pairs really well with Luna and their team up. Having the 3rd turret can fuck Spider-Man. You fucking 2-tap Spider-Man. You're fucking... well, any of the dive characters. You fucking 2-tap them, and then you have all your turrets out, and they just blast them, and then, like... That's it. He's again... Big projectile, throws a spear, never has to reload. Great right click, does decent damage. Invulnerability orb they can go in the air with. Like, he's fantastic. He's great. I think he's well above balanced. He's definitely A plus tier. I don't know if I'd say S. I think he's borderline S. He's maybe A plus, S minus in my eyes. Psylocks, I've faced a couple of good Psylocks, never had a good Psylocke on my team. Psylocke will absolutely fuck your face if they know what they're doing. Insane mobility, which leads to insane survivability with really good damage, shotgun projectiles on the left click, big hit with the crossbow on the right click. Ultimate makes him damn near invulnerable, if not invulnerable. I used her ult one time and then died in her ult, so I don't think her ult makes her invulnerable. But she seems invulnerable while she's ulting. So I don't know if like I just hit a bug or something. But she seems invulnerable while she's ulting. Insanely good ult. Insanely good just team kill potential. Great for getting into the back line against anybody in all cases. Fantastic character. S character. Easily an S character. If you don't have somebody playing Psylocke on your team, I think she should be banned 100% of the time, along with Hela, Hawkeye. And then the other one's really up for grabs on Luna or a tank or something, if you know who you're facing. But fantastic. Scarlet Witch, I think, is underpowered. Her right click can kill somebody if you land all 4 shots. Her left click drains slower than Cloak and Dagger, which I think is an issue. So either her drain needs to be buffed or Cloak and Daggers needs to be brought down, because it doesn't make sense that a healer can kill faster than a DPS, in my eyes, with no trade-off, other than the trade-off of the Cloak and Daggers then not healing. But if you're drain battling a Scarlet Witch, which I've done multiple times, I'm not really in the position to be healing because I've just used my ultimate, or my dome is down, or the other healer's healing, and I'm like, I can damage. So, and her ultimate takes way too long to charge, in my opinion. It takes 5 or 6 seconds. I think it's way too long. Any good players are just going to dome you, and it's pretty GG after that. Spider-Man, great. Really annoying in the mobility department after just playing him for a couple hours. Getting in and getting out. Doing the damage, hitting the right click, and then understanding. Because if you hit your right click, then your E will pull you to them, and it's auto-lock. Sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes you want to pull them to you, which means you can't hit them with your right click, and you have to E them, which is no longer auto-lock, pull them to you, hit them with the right click for the bonus damage on your uppercut and your melee attacks and stuff. So he can be a little situationally very strong. Some of the situations not so strong. Like I mentioned previously, Namor counters him pretty hard. So if you have a good Namor versus a good Spider-Man, Spider-Man's not going to really be able to do anything. Namor's going to kind of just sit on the healers and call it a day. You can't really do anything because the Namor, you ult on the Namor just goes up. He's invulnerable. what are you gonna do? It's like a all right time to switch characters sort of thing. But he's really strong, can be strong. The enemy team doesn't know what they're going up against. Again, this is bronze to plat. This is my experience so far with what I have faced, um, and what I've seen and observed with my eyes. Squirrel Girl spams, shoot her in the face. Her ultimate fucking sucks. She has a root. Root's really good if you hit it, but she's not great. I've seen a couple of good squirrel girls, but I've seen none of them have been amazing. None of them have carried the team, and the more so, I have seen them actually just ruin the game and lose it for their team. So yeah, Star Lord, his ultimate, easily 4K a team. That's it. Hit your shots. Great mobility. Dash around, fly around. His E, I think his E is weird. I don't think it fits him, but whatever, it's there. Um, does really good damage, really strong, really good fucking character. Played in tournament play and competitive play. Super strong, solid fucking character. Mag dumps you in the face, you're dead. That's about it. That's all I really gotta say about him. He's a shooter. That's it. Shoots, kills really quick, land your shots. Last four, Storm. Like Black Widow, haven't seen a single one. C% of quick play, they just fucking lose. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. Couldn't even tell you what she does. I know her ultimate spins tornado. She's invulnerable, damages you. Haven't seen a single one, so can't tell you. Not good or bad. I'm assuming bad, being that I haven't seen a single one. Did I skip? No, I didn't. I thought I skipped Black Panther. Punisher, your FPS guy. Shoot him in the face, big turret, boom, boom, boom. Fucking a grappling hook, smoke bomb, jumps you back. It's really solid. He's very, dare I say, balanced. He has a shotgun for anti-dive. He has an AR for shooting down flyers. Does really good damage. I don't want to say he can bust tanks. He can with a shotgun relatively quickly. If you're landing the headshots, but he's just a solid pick overall. Really, once your Hela and your Hawkeye are banned, he becomes stronger along with Winter Soldier and stuff because Iron Man's more picked, and Star Lord as well. So shooting things out of the sky becomes really important. He does that really well. Winter Soldier, same thing. I think his kit's better than Punisher. He has a pull, which is fantastic. You can take an enemy tank and completely take him out of position, and force them to come into you. His E can knock flyers out of the air. So if you're at a medium range, you can knock an Iron Man or Star Lord down, or even a Storm. Fantastic. He has an uppercut that, holy shit, it allows you to land the easiest headshots in the world. You uppercut and then you shoot top right of their head, and then bang bang. He two taps to the head. His ultimate makes people. I don't think it's a set amount of health. I think it's a percentage. It's like 20% of their health. If you get them there, they just die, and then it resets. We've all heard the meme again, 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 again. It's true. He's nuts. When played well, when you're hitting your shots, when you're hitting your abilities, can definitely carry a team. 100% can. I think he's really good. I think he's fairly balanced. Because again, he's another guy. He's like a pseudo hit scan projectile thing. His projectiles, and what I mean by that is his projectiles are really quick, but they're meaty and heavy. So they're quicker than other projectiles, not as quick as some, not as quick as hit scan, and they have like a weird little arc to them after not a very far distance. So it goes quick, but it like you got to play him to know what I'm talking about here. But I think he's really good. I love him. I want to play more of him because he's probably going to be what my go-to is later on after Moon Knight. No, I can't abuse Moon Knight as much. Freelo, just go Moon Knight. It's fucking, don't even think about it. Wolverine, great tank buster. I think his passive is really strong. He has good survivability. He has great mobility. Jump in and out. His alt can really fuck up a team. Haven't faced too many. I had one on my team. He did okay. I had some guy swap to him and go 3-10. He did not do okay. um, I have seen him done well. I know a lot of people call him the worst character in the game. I know some people are kind of climbing the ranks with him and kind of changing people's opinions. I don't think he's the worst. Well, looking at it on paper, I have faced less storms than I have Wolverines. I have had less storms than I have had Wolverines. And if we're taking a step back, going to quick play, I have had more good Wolverines in quick play than I have had storms. So in my mind, Storm would be below Wolverine anecdotally, right? From my own experience, from what I would see on paper, from my rap sheet, it would be Storm. But I don't know. We're like 75 hours into the game. I don't think I have enough playtime to really call anybody the worst. I don't have enough experience to call anybody the worst. I definitely have enough experience to call somebody the best, the easiest noob trap, the easiest at a higher skill rating to definitely fuck on a team. But the worst, I don't know, because there's some insane people out there. Insane fucking people. Um, Team ups page. We're not going to talk about that. But yeah, that's what I think. I think the game's got a lot of way to go, a long way to go. I just saw some shit about 12 heroes being released. Hopefully those leaks are true, because some of those guys look really badass. Blade, Deadpool, Null, all that shit. I think it might just be a little fan service though. I think somebody's trolling and like, yeah, no shit. Just pick 12 characters out of the MCU and like, you'll eventually be right. It's the MCU. You know what they're gonna take. Yeah, it's balancing's a little off. Um, I think there's more characters that need to be brought up to par than that need to be brought down. I think they need to fix the projectiles, especially since this is a third person game. Projectiles need to be a bit smaller. Um, or rather actually come from your crosshair, like hit scan. But in general, I think projectiles are the worst problem. I think they need to really fix that. Get on their shit with that, because those are the things that make things like Hawkeye a problem. Um, but yeah, I would like to see Wolverine brought up. I think he's a cool character. Strategist, I would like to see none of them brought up. I think they're all really good. Same thing with tanks. Honestly, it's really just DPS. There's a couple DPS that I want to see brought up. I want to see magic be a little less clunky. Some people might like that, but it's maybe something with her animations. I just want her to be a bit smoother to play and just feel. I want her to feel more like Iron Fist, because not in like a light, like jumping around everywhere doing shit sort of way, because she's swinging a big fucking two-hander. She's a demon. She should not be as mobile and shit as Iron Fist. I want her animations and when you play her to feel smoother. I think she feels a little clunky right now. I think her animations could use a little work, and just the way she comes in and out of her disc step or whatever it's called. Because I would love to play more of her as well. Um, yeah, there's definitely, Black Widow should probably be brought up a little bit. Um, Black Widow, Wolverine, Storm are probably the three. Scarlet Witch could use a little bit tweaking. Scarlet Witch, honestly, I think she'd be fine. Like, ignoring the drain thing and everything, if she just had like a little protective shield under her feet when she ulted, so it's harder for people to just look up and shoot you. Like, just like a little half dome, not like a full cover, just something to bide her the extra second or two, so you don't have to do any like cheesy start your ult behind a wall and then wrap the wall and then everybody's already gone or whatever. Because it gives you an indicator, it gives you a red question mark when she's ulting, which, not question mark, exclamation point, I'm sorry. So I don't think it needs to be there. I think that is like the biggest hit to her, because you know exactly where she is. It's a little, I don't know, something that takes 6 seconds to charge up. I don't want anybody to know I'm fucking doing it. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Like I said, last video, a lot of fucking hate for whatever reason of me just wanting to see some balancing. I don't understand the fucking point of that. I like the game as much as you guys. I fucking love Marvel. Fuck DC. Uh, don't take that out of context. DC's good as well. Superman's great. Flash is great. All that shit. But Marvel is that's my fandom, right? If I had to pick superheroes, it'd be Marvel. Um, I want to see the game do great. I want to see it succeed. There's some things that need to change for it to really succeed. I think casually, right now it's the best option. Casually, like casual players just walking in and just having fun with the game, peak amazing. But you can't tell me the game's made strictly for casuals when I open up the game and there's a tournament section. Like, what other games have a tournament section? Like mainstream games that have 20 million people playing them on launch. I don't know if this game had 20 million people. Um, there's millions. Okay, it's had millions. Um, Games that have had millions of people playing them. Which one has a fucking tournament tab? Off rip. The game's apparently came a long way since beta. I didn't play the fucking beta. I want to see it go further. I want to see it do great things. But other than that, long fucking video, 46 minutes here. We're going to end it here. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. We won't be playing this for a little bit. We got the Tarkov wipe today in a couple hours. It actually should have been 30 minutes ago. We will see. Nope, not up yet. Either way, we'll be playing Tarkov live on stream tonight and tomorrow later in the day. Probably as soon as possible. We'll be going live today around 3:30, 4 o'clock, somewhere there. Maybe earlier. We're hoping earlier. Same thing tomorrow. It'll be like 4:30, 5 o'clock though. We'll be grinding. We'll be grinding some Tarkov, and we'll come back to this. We'll have a whole video on Bronze to Grandmasters with tips and tricks and how I did it and all that shit from a Master Overwatch player. I'm not anything incredible. I'm good. I'm not rank 1, but I'm good enough to tell you how to get the fuck out of gold. So, we'll see. Or just get 2 gold for the free skin. It's fair enough, right? But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on twitch.tv/Rusama. Links are down in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this one's a little less rage baity. And if it's not, then we're just going to rage bait the next 6 videos in this game while I'm not even playing it. We'll see. But yeah, enjoy your day. Love you guys. Merry Christmas. All that fun shit. See you.